Hello everyone and welcome back to my channel. For those of you who are new here, my name is Miranda and I'm the Enchantress of Avalon. So for today's Fairy Friday video, I've decided to discuss the goddess Blodeuwedd and specifically her owl aspect, as I view her owl aspect as being intimately linked with the season of winter. So I thought this was a very appropriate Fairy Friday wintertime video. So we first hear of Blodeuwedd in the fourth branch of the Mabinogion. This is the Sinead Davies translation of the Mabinogion. Very good if you're looking to read the Mabinogion in its entirety. And Blodeuwedd is created literally from flowers by the magicians Math and Gideon to serve as a bride for Lula Gaifes. And this is because Lugh has been prevented by his mother, Arianrhod, from ever having a living mortal bride. And because of this, they have to circumvent this, and they make her out of flowers to serve as his bride. Because she wasn't born of mortal flesh, she can be his bride. Now, the story from here is that they do get married and it's relatively happy for a time, but slowly but surely Lugh begins to distance himself and not pay enough mind to Blodeuwedd, and that is where the crux of the matter begins to really form in her tale and what changes for her. She grows disenchanted with her marriage and the fact that she never had a choice in it. And one day when Lugh is traveling and away yet again from the castle, a hunter, a nobleman from a previous land, from a different land rather, is coming in to the lands that are ruled by Lugh and Blodeuwedd, and he is hunting on their lands. And Blodeuwedd, wanting to be hospitable, as hospitality is a big thing in Celtic culture, as it is in Norse and Greek and Roman culture. We have so many myths where hospitality is very, very important. And if you're not hospitable, especially if this person happens to actually be a god in disguise, you will get punished. So hospitality is a big thing in ancient cultures, and she is being hospitable when she offers him to come to feast at the castle that night after the hunting has ceased. And over the course of this dinner, she grows more and more enthralled by Gurnu, which is his name, and she's realizing her disenchantment with her husband, who this marriage was forced into, and growing to love Gurnu slowly but surely over this period of time. And she invites him into her bed that night, as she does for the two subsequent nights. So we have that magic number of 3. And in ancient and medieval Welsh culture, to bed a woman for 3 nights in a row would basically be the same thing as marrying her. Of course, Blodeuwedd is already married. The crux of the issue is that she never chose her marriage. And in Welsh Celtic culture, a woman had to at least approve of her match, her husband to be. Blodeuwedd was never given the decision whether to approve or not. She completely had all of her power stripped from her. She was literally made from flowers and told, "You're going to marry Lugh," and that was it. She had no choice in the matter. So that lack of choice can be seen to possibly invalidate her marriage to Lugh to begin with. And now she's fallen in love with another man and bedded him for 3 nights. But instead of just going about this in a legal way to say, okay, let's get your marriage annulled and we can marry, they instead decide to plot the death of her husband. And that is one of the darkest things they could have done, obviously. And When Lugh returns and Grenouille has gone back to his own lands, Blodeuwedd starts asking questions about how he could possibly die. He is the son of a goddess, and he is obviously divine in origin himself, so he's not easy to kill. It must be noted that none of these figures are actually referred to as gods or goddesses in the Mabinogion, because it was written during the medieval period by Christian clerics, but we do know that they would have been worshipped as goddesses and gods earlier. So Arianrhod is referred to more as a fairy woman, but still there's this immense power in Lugh's birth, and he explains to Blodeuwedd exactly how he could be killed, and it's very complicated, and its specific weapon has to be forged, and it takes a full year to forge this weapon. And he thinks he's just assuring his wife that, oh no, I won't die, it's okay, it's very hard to kill me, when in reality she was plotting his death and sends this information to her lover. And slowly but surely he crafts this weapon that would be capable of actually killing Lugh. There are versions where their plot actually succeeds and they kill him, and other versions where they just attempt his life, make an attempt on his life. But no matter the version, they both get punished. Grenouille loses his life because of this. Blodeuwedd gets transformed into an owl, as a curse placed on her by Math and Gideon, who do heal Lugh. They either fully resurrect him or just, heal him if he was not fully dead. But he gets injured either way. So, why the owl? Many scholars have posited that the owl was chosen because it's the complete opposite of Blodeuwedd, who is literally made from flowers. Flowers grow in the sun, and she therefore needs the sun to survive. Also, Lugh is a solar deity. He's the lord of summer in this story. Whereas the owl is a nighttime bird, a hunting bird, and a much more vicious creature than the flowers would be, and therefore also associated with this colder, wintry aspect, Grenouille being the Lord of Winter. The Lord of Winter and Lord of Summer is a concept we find throughout Celtic lore of the flower bride, which Blodeuwedd is quite literally the flower bride. She's literally made of flowers. Seasonally choosing between a Lord of Winter and a Lord of Summer. And this cyclically happens over and over and over again. And when it is summer, she is with the Lord of Summer. When it is winter, she's with the Lord of Winter. And since Lugh was associated with being a solar deity, he's obviously the Lord of Summer. Grenouille, especially with the fact that he's associated with hunting, and he's also associated with these darker, shadowy aspects of plotting to kill someone else to run away with their wife. He's a Lord of Winter. And this integrates into this, Celtic concept of seasonal sovereignty. And that's why Blodeuwedd is considered a Welsh goddess of seasonal sovereignty. It's even the tagline of Jenna Tellandrew's book on her. And this is a really good primer if you want to get into the deeper meaning of Blodeuwedd's tales. I also recommend Flowerface, which is a devotional to Blodeuwedd. Again, if you're very interested in her, definitely check those books out. Now, how else is the owl associated with winter? An owl is a bird of knowledge and wisdom. And winter is a time when everything is retreating and we are staying within our homes. And also, we are going within. And it's a time of introspection and getting to know ourselves, including our darker, shadowy aspects of self. And to me, having this animal be the one that was part of this myth and that is part of Blodeuwedd, she's the dual aspected, both the flower and the owl, is that this animal is about her self-realization, her self-knowledge of what she actually wants out of life. It's her taking her personal sovereignty, which had been denied her, and choosing for herself what she wants to do with her life. Yes, she could have probably gone about this a different way. She but she also may have been punished if she just tried to go about it in a purely legal way as well. But there's power in the owl. The owl is that inner strength that she maybe never knew she possessed. And in winter, we are forced to find strength we don't know we possess sometimes, especially if it's surviving harsh elements in the snow and ice. Or maybe it's just getting through the holidays and the stress that takes a lot of toll on us. Even though the holidays are amazing, they're also incredibly stressful. Maybe that's part of this wintry strength that we're realizing we possess or trying to tap into. And this fairy queen is essentially empowered by this choice that she makes. Yes, it's a curse that she becomes an owl, but owls are also incredibly powerful creatures and incredibly wise creatures. She now has knowledge that she never would have had before, and she has that farsightedness to realize what is truly best for her. So I hope that you've enjoyed this short video on Blodeuwedd and some of her owly associations and what that means in relation to our own wintertime introspections. If you have enjoyed this video, please like, comment, subscribe, and check out my blog, whiteroseofavalon.life, for more content. I will link some of my Blodeuwedd posts down in the description box below. I hope you have a very fantastic Fairy Friday. Bye now.